Hey, this is Eva with Teens in the Driver's Seat Teen Advisory Board. Thanks for attending today's session. Here are some tips to help make this session a great experience. We are committed to saving lives and reducing crashes on our roads and request each participant commit to connecting to our event from a safe location. Please do not connect while driving or operating any form of machinery. First, notice the panel to the right with several tabs. Here is where you can chat, ask questions, retrieve handouts, and see answered polls. The chat is public and you are encouraged to say hello and answer any prompts that appear there. If you have questions, post those in the Q&A window. Any handouts can be downloaded from that tab, and finally, poll questions will appear directly on your screen. The presenter invites questions. Type those into the Q&A window anytime. The prize drawing for a $50 gift card will be held at the end of the session. Make sure you stay on for that. Finally, at the conclusion of the webinar, please complete a very quick survey for this session, which will help the presenter and us improve in the future. Enjoy the session!
Welcome to the third annual Drowsy Driving Fashion Show. Hi, my name is Macy Lewis, and I'm a junior and the chapter vice president of Recognition.
Hi, I am Carly Scholl, and I'm a junior. The first week of November is designated as Drowsy Driving Awareness Week. Our goals for today are to share important information about why you should not drive drowsy. We also want you to share in the success of our Intro to Fashion and Textiles students completing their pajama pants sewing project. Macy and I are going to be your MCs for the event today. So what is drowsy driving? Drowsy driving occurs when a person who is operating a motor vehicle is too tired to remain alert. As a result, the driver may have slow reaction times, reduced vigilance, and impaired thinking. In the worst case, the driver may fall asleep behind the wheel. Did you know that according to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, conservatively estimates that 100,000 police-reported crashes each year are caused primarily by drowsy driving, and that such crashes result in more than 1,550 deaths, 71,000 injuries, and $12.5 billion in monetary losses.
The East Central FCCLA decided to address this issue through the FCCLA National Program, Families Acting for Community Traffic Safety, FACTS. We decided to share information with you on this important topic by involving our Introduction to Fashion and Textiles students, who are all members of the East Central FCCLA, and allow them to showcase their hard work by holding this virtual fashion show. Let's welcome our models.
Right in the middle. They're going to do their head.
Hello and welcome. My name is Denise Rodriguez, and I am one of the TDS Teen Advisory Board members with the Teens in the Driver's Seat program. Our presenter today will be Rachel Horvath from the National Safety Council, sharing Nighttime Driving for Teens presentation. Ms. Rachel Horvath is a program manager for the National Safety Council's Transportation Safety Impact Programs. Rachel manages the Drive at Home Teen Driving Program, building awareness of the importance of parental involvement in driver's education, graduated driver's licensing programs, as well as the importance for employers to understand the cost benefit in encouraging their employees to engage in the driver's education process with their children. Before working for the National Safety Council, Rachel worked in the public sector, managing offices in the state of Illinois and the United States Senate, working on the passage of legislation relating to education, healthcare, technology, and transportation. She holds a degree in public law from Northern Illinois University. Please help me welcome Ms. Rachel Horvath.
Good afternoon. My name is Rachel Horvath. I am the program manager at the National Safety Council for our Drive at Home teen driving program. I'm excited to be a part of the Shifting Gears 2021 Teens in the Driver's Seat Summit and present on the risks of nighttime driving, as well as present some resources that teens, parents, teachers, and instructors can use to help teens develop their driving skills. So let's get started. The National Safety Council is located in Itasca, Illinois. As a mission-based organization, we work to eliminate the leading cause of preventable death and injury, focusing our efforts on the workplace, roadway, and impairment. We create a culture of safety to not only keep people safer at work, but also beyond the workplace so that they can live their fullest lives. For the first time since 2007, estimates from the National Safety Council show that over 42,000 people may have died in motor vehicle crashes in 2020. This is an increase from the previous year and is surprising considering that less people drove on the road because of the pandemic. The preliminary estimated death rate on the road spiked 24% last year compared to the previous year of 2019, despite driving having dropped by 13% in terms of miles driven. The increase in the death rate is the highest estimated year-over-year jump that the National Safety Council has calculated in 96 years. It shows us the nation's persistent failure to prioritize safety on the roads, which have become emptier but far more deadly as a result of the pandemic. The number of roadway deaths has long been accepted as quote unquote a price of mobility, but over 42,000 deaths is more than 100 Americans killed every day. Imagine the outcry if plane crashes or natural disasters killed 100 Americans every day. So there are over 100 preventable deaths in the US per day on the road, but what is the right number? The right number is 0. The National Safety Council's Road to Zero program is focused on eliminating deaths on the road by 2050. Our Drive at Home program is assisting in reaching this goal by giving parents the tools and resources they need to successfully prepare their teens to implement best safety practices on the road. So who do you think is the number one influence in a teenager's life? I know our first thought is to say it's their peers, maybe it's their teachers, coaches, principals, but in actuality, parents and caregivers are the number one influence on teen drivers. Are you surprised? Children are watching parents and caregivers drive even if they don't have a permit or license yet. From the moment their car seat is turned around, they are watching and learning from the driver. It's crucial that parents and caregivers understand this and set a good example early on. What do you think the number one cause of preventable death for teens is? If you guessed car crashes, you were right. Car crashes are the leading cause of preventable death for teens ages 15 to 20. In 2018, almost 2,500 teens in the United States were killed, and almost 300,000 were treated in emergency departments for injuries suffered in motor vehicle crashes. That means that every day, about 7 teens died due to motor vehicle crashes, and hundreds more were injured. What do you think are some of the greatest risks posed to teen drivers at night? Well, there are many risks posed to teen drivers at night, but inexperienced and reduced visibility are among the greatest risks to teen drivers on the road. Today, I'm going to focus on those two topics and how they are tied together. But before I do, I'd like to share a short story. This is my family. Believe it or not, I have 6 brothers, no sisters. It's crazy, right? Well, I want to share a story about 2 of them in particular. 5 years ago, two of my siblings, pictured here, Joshua and Gabriel, were traveling down an Illinois interstate called I-39. They were returning home from a friend's house that was about 30 minutes away from home. It was dusk and growing increasingly dark outside. Joshua was 17, Gabriel was 15 years old. As they were halfway through their journey, only 15 minutes from home, heading north on the interstate, it became dark outside and difficult for Joshua to see a deer running out in front of them. Joshua attempted to maneuver around the deer, resulting in the vehicle spinning out of control and tumbling approximately 3 times. Gabriel was asleep as a passenger in the vehicle and recalled waking up as the vehicle was tossed on its side for a final time. It's a good thing they had their seatbelts on because they likely would not have survived. Here is what the vehicle looked like after the crash when it was totaled. I won't show any graphic pictures of injuries and so forth because I'd like to be sensitive to the nature of what we're here to talk about today. Thankfully, my brothers did not suffer any traumatic or long-term injuries. They recovered and they're doing well today. However, many teens who encounter crashes like this are not so lucky. Here's a graph of statistical data of motor vehicle crashes occurring in 2016, assessing a 12-hour time span from 9 p.m. to 9 a.m., which are among the most dangerous driving hours for teens. As you can see on your screen, this graph in particular assesses the ages of 16 and 17. In 2018, 37% of motor vehicle crash deaths among teen drivers and passengers occurred between 9 p.m. and 6 a.m., with 52% of those crashes occurring on a Friday, a Saturday, or a Sunday. Teens are more likely than older drivers to underestimate or not be able to recognize dangerous situations. Teens are also more likely than adults to make critical decision errors that can lead to serious crashes, like the ones my brothers were involved in. Let's watch a short video.
Teen driving. Getting a driver's license is an exciting time for teens. It's a rite of passage on the road to adulthood, but it's also an incredibly dangerous time in their young lives. Car crashes are the #1 cause of death for U.S. teens, killing more than homicide, suicide, and disease combined. The first 12 months and the first 1,000 miles a teen drives a motor vehicle are among the riskiest driving periods of their lives. Per million miles driven, the fatal crash rate for 16 to 19-year-olds is more than 4 times higher than the rate for drivers 35 to 54. And teens are not just killing or injuring themselves. Nearly 60% of those who die in crashes involving teen drivers are people other than the teen drivers themselves. The economic cost of teen crashes to the nation is about $27 billion. The loss to family, school, and community are incalculable. The National Safety Council believes the single most effective way to save teen lives as they learn to drive is to reduce exposure to risk. Graduated driver licensing is a proven method of reducing teen drivers' crash risk by 20 to 40%. GDL works by maximizing experience while minimizing common risks teens face on the roads, such as nighttime driving and carrying teen passengers. This allows new drivers to gain experience without exposure to high-risk situations. Because GDL quality varies across states, NSC works to encourage stricter GDL laws everywhere. For GDL to be most effective, parental supervision and coaching is critical, even after their teen is licensed. Oftentimes, parents don't know the specific skills teens must develop to reduce crashes, nor how to teach those skills. In many cases, parents don't know their state GDL laws. NSC has initiated a new communications and social media program by and for parents of new teen drivers called Drive at Home. This education program helps parents effectively manage their teens' learn to drive experience. NSC reaches teens with its Alive at 25 program, a classroom training program available to all teens to provide defensive driver training and behavior modification strategies. NSC also works to create a teen driving safety culture with statewide coalitions of professionals, civic groups, and youth based on the proven principles of GDL. Finally, NSC convenes and participates in meetings of researchers, safe driving advocates, traffic and law enforcement professionals, as well as victim families, with the goal of providing informed leadership to help keep our teen drivers safe.
I hope you enjoyed that video. Let's briefly discuss the GDL, what it is, and how it's different in every state. Graduated driver licensing, GDL programs, have been shown to help prevent younger driver crashes. The GDL allows for gradual phasing in of full driving privileges using a three-step process, which includes the initial learner's permit phase, the intermediate or provisional license phase, and then the full licensure phase. One of the important components of the GDL program is a restriction on night driving. So let's take a brief look at how state GDLs can vary. As you can see on your screen, here's a quick snapshot of 3 states, Texas, Virginia, and Connecticut. You can see the nighttime driving restrictions on provisional licenses. So let's go over those. Texas restricts midnight to 5 a.m., Virginia restricts 1 a.m. to 5 a.m., and Connecticut restricts 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. You can see that each of these restrictions in terms of nighttime driving vary in each state. Only 5 states, Idaho, Kansas, New York, North Carolina, and North Dakota, prohibit provisional license holders to drive after 9 p.m. You can search your state's GDL laws by going to www.ghsa.org/state-laws and click on the teen and novice driver section. Nearly every state forbids teens from driving during certain nighttime hours, but many also require teens at the permit stage to practice a certain number of hours of driving at night. This balance is crucial to keeping new drivers safe, since driving at night is particularly dangerous for inexperienced teens. But it can also be difficult for parents to manage. So let's talk about some exercises that parents and teens can do together. One of the biggest issues with driving at night is reduced visibility. You simply can't see everything around you the way you can during the day. This is a major problem for teen drivers who don't have much experience reacting to hazards. So when you consider additional risks like impaired drivers on the road, distracted drivers, as well as those speeding, it makes the problem much worse for novice drivers on the road. This is a great exercise that can be done whether the teen is currently able to drive or not. We encourage parents and teens to take a drive together during the day and identify something along the road. Maybe it's a sign, maybe it's a house, maybe it's a landmark. Then we encourage you to take that same drive again at night. It can be on a different day, and see if you, as the teen, can identify the same object and have a follow-up discussion together on reduced visibility. We like to remind teens that they can get plenty of experience from the passenger seat before they're able to drive. Another great practice exercise is practicing using car lights properly. Once you're ready to start practice driving at night, start slow. Start early in the evening when there's still enough daylight left, and get some supervised experience driving with headlights. Before you begin practicing, make sure you review the vehicle's manual with your parent or caregiver to learn about the different lighting options, and then practice flipping between the lights while parked at night to see how they differ. Once on the road, practice using the lights as well. You'll also want to point out how other drivers' lights can impact your ability to see, and then have a discussion with your parent or caregiver supervising your driving following your practice session. This is a crucial skill to develop, and it's very important for teens to be able to use the vehicle's tools while maintaining their eyes on the road and control of the vehicle. Both of these exercises we just discussed are available as a part of our Pointers for Parents programming and is available on driveathome.org. All of our resources are 100% free. Drive at Home is a National Safety Council program in partnership with GM designed for parents and caregivers of new drivers to better engage with one another. Drive at Home offers 4 major resources: the New Driver Deal, Pointers for Parents, the Drive at Home blog, and employer resources. The New Driver Deal sets the atmosphere for parents and teens to have conversations about safe driving practices. It helps parents and teens hold each other accountable and can be customized for specific rules and agreements. Then we have Pointers for Parents, which are weekly lessons that offer tips and ideas for practice sessions between parents and their teens. There are 3 different types of lesson plans throughout the Pointers for Parents that meet your teen's unique skill level when it comes to driving. As you can see on your screen, each of those lesson plans cover different driving stages. We have Before Your Teen Begins Driving, which covers the pre-driving stage. Then we have Your New Teen Driver, which covers the permit stage. And lastly, we have Your Licensed Teen Driver, which covers the license stage. All of these weekly lessons have been reviewed by a driver education professional, and each set of lesson plans hold 16 lessons each. It really encourages parents and caregivers to stay involved as their teens learn to drive, regardless of where their teens' experience level is. We also have resources for teens, parents, teachers, and instructors through our Drive at Home blog that expands upon driver education topics that both adults and teens can engage in. Then we have employer resources, which include posters, instructional videos, and so much more. So parents, teachers, and instructors will definitely want to check that out. Our 5-minute safety talk is among the highest of these requested resources. And then lastly, we have a ton of supplemental resources that are related to this topic, and they're all available through www.nsc.org/road. Thank you so much for allowing me to present today. It certainly has been exciting, and I hope that all of you participating will visit www.driveathome.org and share it with your friends and family. And I hope that you enjoyed my presentation on nighttime driving. Make sure you download those resources that are free.
This is Joanna Menendez with the TDS Teen Advisory Board. A quick thank you to our presenters and to you for attending this session. Congratulations to the prize winner! You will receive your gift card in the email used to register for this summit. And don't forget to take the survey! And have a great rest of your day.